Hello and welcome to another episode of the Admiralty podcast. I'm your host for today, OC Gangsta, and as usual, I am joined by my co-hosts Anarchy, the communist, and Dojin God, the guy who doesn't have political affiliation that I know of.
He's Finnish. His political affiliation is trying not to freeze.
Gang shit.
All right. And today we're joined by our second host on the podcast, very well-known
guest.
Shit, that's it. We've given the podcast to him. That's it. I'm
that's
quitting.
it. All right, we're okay.
It's time for a revolution.
A lot of that going around right now, my guy. Yes, Hawk. We shall start a revolution.
But no, we're joined by Hawk20, our second guest, the lore master, the dungeon master of the Azurlane community. I think.
Wait, when did I get the dungeon master title?
Because I don't know.
He's just making shit up.
A battle between lore masters. Our battle will be legendary, Hawk. Is it the anime titty or the boat? What matters more?
Wait. Before that, I think you should introduce yourself.
Yeah, actually, do you want to explain us what kind of content you make, Hawk, and what you do?
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, my name is Hawk20. I have been getting into a lot of the lore for Azurlane lately. I usually cover on live streams. Usually as a 2-part live stream. So usually it's a Thursday and a Friday, and then outside of that I cover like character memories as well as just kind of talking about the characters in general for Azurlane. I also have a handful of other games that I cover as well, but that's pretty much a good summary of what I do.
Lore of Azurlane. It's one of those things where you sort of look at it and you go, what is the lore of Azurlane?
Well, you just get a book called World War II Naval History, and that's the lore of Azurlane.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought my job was.
No. It's not.
That's what I thought my job was. And then suddenly this guy shows up. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I know shit.
Let me just come right over here and drop this. This is the 500-page book that'll take you about 3 hours to. I'm just kidding.
Oh. All right, you know what? Let's talk about it. Your lore video that was it 3 hours long or 2?
It's like 3 hours. I think it was like 3 hours 2 minutes and some. I don't actually remember the exact running time, but it was about 3 hours.
Let's go process by process. How did you do it? Did you actually just go, from World 1 to World 13 to mini events to major events?
Man,
all of that.
Oh boy.
That's making me feel pain thinking about it.
This project was not something I did on my own. There's like 5 or 6 other people that were helping me. They were all in the AL Lore channel for Azurlane Official. But they had a general timeline that was already somewhat established. I did have to kind of check with them on some of them, but I pretty much just went through that timeline and just kind of, got my, hands dirty and just kind of started reading every single event going from the very beginning to the very end that we had at the time. So yeah, it was it was a lot of reading. I think I spent about I'd say around a whole month-ish just straight up reading Azurlane events.
Christ.
Granted, I didn't, I couldn't work, on it 8 hours at a time. I had work, and then after that, I would go straight into it.
Man, I just think about that. Oh, God.
This is why the Azurlane lore is deep. Imagine that. It's very deep. It's deep.
There's enough complexity to it that someone from outside would look at you as like some kind of guy with like the little corkboard with all the red little all the red lines drawing from areas, pictures and everything, being like, okay, so if we do this,
look, the way you got to look at it from the way I perceived it, because here I am, and I'm playing through Azurlane's story and everything, and I'm like, All right, so this is just World War II, where all the boats are anime-tittied girls of glory, and none of them die because that would be bad for the waifu trade. But other than that, this is basically just World War II played out in the Pacific Theater, and then all of a sudden, aliens with tentacles show up, and I'm just like, that's basically it. And I sort of sat there, and I'm like, I love the characters. I love all of this. I'm going to make documentaries about their real life counterparts. I sort of decided that when I was wondering what to do. It's like, you see, Hawk, how did you get into Azurlane? Like, what was your angle into Azurlane? Was it the game or was it something else?
So this is actually a pretty common question I get asked. I actually used to be a Contai Collection player.
Oh, yeah.
So I know the name. I know. I stopped playing Contai Collection like what? Oh gosh, I forget what event it was at the time, but
the one where you realized they only had 12 fucking boats.
I think they were adding I think it was like Pola and them to their roster at the time. I think that was around the time I stopped, but a friend of mine, or actually not really a friend of mine, but like a few people that followed me back then when my channel was really small said, "Hey, you should like look into Azurlane. You like Contai Collection, you might like it." So I was like, "Okay, sure, I'll give it a shot." And yeah, that's pretty much how I've stuck with it.
and then, if I remember correctly, you made a video called, was it Azurlane, the shipping ships game?
A Waifu Lane, yeah.
Yeah, that one. Am I
was
correct?
Waifu Lane, the shipping ships game. Yep, that was the biggest video I made for anything at the time.
Well, look, like that's what it's weird. That's what's weird, and the one thing I really love about the Azurlane community is, as I keep saying, I ended up in the Azurlane community and the Azurlane lexicon, if you like, of content creators by complete fucking accident. I just wanted to figure out a way where I could slap anime titties onto documentaries about famous warships. And I ended up on Azurlane. And I sort of like, there's no way people will like this. But because in my mind, I was a serious historical and, at the time, political channel. I needed some way to sort of meld all of these together. But I needed to link it back to anime somehow, because that's what I advertised my channel as. So what I'll do is I'll just make serious documentaries and just put anime titties on the front. I mean, it'll work a little bit, but I had no idea that it would just go kaboom, right?
Yeah.
Then I became a war journalist. I don't know how that happened. But
I guess Azurlane was like the perfect scenario for you then.
Yeah, basically. But like, it's so interesting hearing how you ended up in it, because like I very rarely hear people who end up into Azurlane purely from the game standpoint. Because were you like a big naval history guy before you got into Kantai, or did you go?
Oh no.
No. I mean, I knew more about World War II, like general history, than I did about like actual naval history. Like my naval history is very, very limited, mostly to like the big events, like obviously Midway, and like a handful of other major naval battles. But other than that, like my overall naval history is pretty much nothing.
Yes, finally. I'm not.
You see, Doja's sitting here all alone, like, because every time, you don't know why.
You can't go on a tantrum. I've won.
Oh, you know what? You want to bet, Dojin?
No,
I can go on many different
things. This fucking shit. I
don't give a shit, Dojin. I don't give a shit. This is your young Zoomer ass getting educated. You will like it.
He's gonna go on so many tangents. His tangents have tangents.
You should have seen the love we did last time. We went on about Godzilla for an hour, and poor old Dojin was just stuck here because he's never watched Godzilla because he's like 19.
Fair.
But you're the big smart, big brain guy because you actually have a job, unlike me.
Oh, technically you're self-employed.
I'm technically, yes. Look, I'm a YouTuber full time, but
are you like? Do you like have a business card and you hand out your card to people, being like, "Oh, I'm a documentary maker. I'm Dan Snow. I'm James Holland."
Yeah,
Look, yeah, that would be great.
I've been over here just like, yeah, okay, I'd rather keep my work life and that life separated.
Dude,
Oh,
look, at least I have. Look, this is the one piece of self-respect I have. It's like, at least I have some shred of credibility, right? I understand where I'm at, but I have some shred of credibility. Could you imagine people like, I don't know, Korwa Eden or freaking, you know, like even some of the big guys like Giga or Mother's Basement or fucking the Anime Man, even though he doesn't talk about anime anymore, he talks about manga.
The guy that killed his brother.
No, that's a very different dude.
That's a different guy.
That's a different dude. He inspired the current crop of Anitubers, though, which is kind of funny.
The founding father of anime killed his.
But no, but could you imagine that? Like, I wanted to be one of these people at one point, but I'm happy about the niche I ended up in. But like, I like being a history channel more, just with anime themes. But it's like, could you imagine walking up, like you said, OC, and then like handing out your business? Hello, I'm John Tetherington Smythe, and I talk about anime titties for a living. I mean, that's what the guys at Yostar are doing, actually. Yeah, that's a good point, Dojin. That's a good point. Like, the guys at Yostar deal in anime titties. So
I mean, what about Dishwasher? He literally gets paid to do porn.
I mean, that's not necessarily just him. There's like, I don't even know how many. I actually don't know how many in total. There's probably a huge list of people you could list off there.
Look, all I'm going to say, the thing is, she'll never ever watch this podcast, ever, but to my dear and longtime friend Ashley, hey, I still remember you, and yes, I approve of your living during furries getting railed. I approve of this living. What? You go, girl.
Can you give me a source of that? After
oh yeah, actually, I will send Ash's art commissions to you.
So
she's actually very good.
While we're on topic on arts, actually, who's your favorite Azurlane artist, Hawk?
Oh, jeez.
Do you even remember? You can like name the character. you can name the character.
Oh man, that actually is kind of that is kind of hard. Actually, like there's a lot of character designs I've liked throughout the course. Like, I think one of my personal favorites I always had when I first started was like Art Royal's design with like the whole steampunk concept.
Oh yeah, man!
I did like that a lot. But like there's also like the subtle details of like Congo's character with like how everything about her history and everything. But it's kind of really hard to pick one actually.
No, that's the question, Hawk. See, this is a waifu collector game, so we're gonna have to ask you the question: who's best girl, Hawk?
Repulse. That's easy.
Oh,
Repulse.
Easy. Repulse.
Repulse. He's got a thing for cheerleaders, ladies and gentlemen. That makes a lot of sense.
Repulse is a cheerleader?
Well, she always strikes me as one.
Do you remember that walk animation in the anime? That was so great when she walked away.
No.
The best part of the anime for Repulse is of course the like episode scene of like rescuing Sheffield. She's like winks at the camera and gives the finger guns and just fires.
Yeah. I will take that over just about anything in that anime.
Actually, speaking of Repulse, did you actually pass out when they revealed Repulse Meta? Because me and Dojin were watching you and Azurlane Meta doing this stream, and we just like the moment it got revealed, we just heard you go and then just cut to nothing for like a solid half a minute.
It was probably longer than that, to be honest. But I wouldn't say like passed out or anything. I was just very like I didn't know what to feel. I was just because like when you consider the lore background for like a lot of the meta characters, it's one of those things that you don't want to have associated with like your favorite character because you know it like means something really horrible.
Yes.
So like for me, when I saw the Repulse one, I was just like, no, No, what they do? Who did it?
You see, I don't have this problem. Because the simple fact, every time I look at my waifu, I realize that she got one hit KO'd and killed in the worst possible way.
2 hits. 2 hits.
I mean, yeah, but it feels like one. You know what I mean?
Only one that cared.
She got, we got into one big battle and just instantly exploded. So nothing more horrible would happen in mine. So at least yours got blown up by airplanes. That's and
your fucking captain of your ship was absolute amazing. He was a Giga Chad. He was.
Repulsive
No, he
captain
was. He was. He was at Dunkirk, got the British off Dunkirk, remained behind, got the French, went back to Britain, got captain of Repulse, went to fucking on Repulse. He dodged those torpedoes like he was drifting a car. He dodged a solid 8-9 torpedoes, which is a lot of fucking torpedoes. And the Japanese had to attack him on both sides to get Repulse. And then he fucking was last seen getting dragged down with the ship. Then he suddenly pops up in Singapore covered in oil. Fucking like a Chad.
Man was a king. Like, we stand kings on this channel, and that is something.
Meanwhile, my fucking captain just died.
So did mine. He got incinerated.
Could not relate. I'm sorry, could not relate. Don't know what you're
here just thinking.
Does Finland even have a navy?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Oh, that's not saying much. I guess Austria has. Like, patrol the
Do you have
lakes.
We have a coastal battleship.
Is it called the Simo Haya?
No, Väinämöinen.
That'd be really cool. I mean, Hawk's sitting here. Oh, we're talking about our local navies, are we?
Oh yeah.
Just allow me to wheel out my 11 Nimitz class aircraft carrier.
Yeah, I'm over here like, I'm in a landlocked area. I totally see battleships or any type of warship on a daily basis.
I love Gerald Alford. That is a sexy ass ship.
Man's just sitting here in the fictional state of Wyoming.
But
hasn't seen water in 10 years.
So what topic we on? Art?
We're about his favorite ships. Oh.
No,
it was the artist, I think, right?
Okay,
right,
artist.
Yeah.
So if you can't say, maybe rigging design artist who does it the best.
Artist.
I'm sitting here looking through all the characters that I like. I'm like,
because in my opinion, right?
Actually, maybe it's just the way that she draws it. I do like the artist that does like Richelieu.
Oh, yeah.
Then again, I also play Arknights, so it's like she also does like Surtur and a handful of other characters as well. So
no, not Arknight.
You mentioned the one name, the one name worse than Kantai Collection.
Not Arknight, please.
Get your shit and get the fuck out of here.
Hey, what do you mean? I play like a whole bunch of other games. I mean, I got Blue Archive. I did play Genshin for a while, but kind of lost that.
Prepare to defend the barricade. The Arknight is coming.
But
get out of here with
we'll definitely get on
defense game.
We'll definitely get on Arknights very soon, I think.
Oh yeah, we will.
One of the, because for me, the Rock is a great artist in overall. I think for design of the anime girl, I'd say probably the person who drew like hoods and repulse. I think that person did like Arizona, Pennsylvania, Renown, and hood well. However, when it comes to rigging design, I think Dishwasher is the best at rigging design. He is like on another level.
Yeah, I remember. Didn't he have like a original artwork concept for Musashi, and then of course he switched it later.
He had both for Iowa, Musashi, and I think Yamato as well.
Yeah,
those were the three ships, and they were amazing.
I also think he did a design for USS Texas. I'm not sure. I think he did.
but
it's not hasn't been released yet. But we need USS Texas in the game. Hurry the fuck up and give us USS Texas. She's the oldest
Sea of
living
Stars.
dreadnought. Come on.
Sea of Stars, I think, is the only thing we have coming up for USS. So there's a good chance that might be our next Eagle Union event.
Yeah, let's talk. What's your opinion on the current, like, how Manju treat the each factions? Because we asked this question to Azurlane Meta, and I forgot what he answered. I think it was that it was fair because the KMS do make the most money for global. I think that was his answer.
Mm-hmm.
What's your take on that?
I mean, I was a little bit worried for a while with Royal Navy because, the last thing they had was Aurora Noctis. And, that was probably, I think it was a couple years ago when that event popped around. But, then Pledge of the Radiant Court came around and I was like, okay, they've got something. It's a UR event too. So it's like, okay, they're back in circulation a bit. But I was really, honestly, I actually really, I was a little bit worried with how much Ironblood dominated the events were showing up lately because we had we had Tower of Transcendence, then we had Rondo at Rainbow's End.
The one in the EN anniversary recently.
Mm-hmm.
That one.
Operation Divergence, I think was what that one was called, or Convergence.
Fucking Werribee!
but
are you worried are you worried that the Germans are running out of real ships, or is it another reason why you're worried about it?
It wasn't really that I was worried about them running out of ships. Part of the reason being, lore-wise, they have come up with their own way to pretty much just be like, yeah, these characters didn't necessarily exist in history, but we can still have them.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same. They had this whole discussion in one of the Russian events. I think it was called Harvard of Don's Rhyme, where they were just like, yeah, here we have these thing called blueprint ships, and we can just kind of, they have varying degrees of existence history wise, but they are something that exists. They're something we can work with, and I think that kind of just opened the door to be like, well, I mean, they can use these blueprint or paper ships, and I didn't really think that was going to be a problem. So if that's a concern for I guess I'm not an Ironblood main, so I don't know how important that is, but
the problem I have with Ironblood is half their ships now are paper ships because they've let me put it to you this way. It's the same problem I have with Kantai Collection with their Japanese Navy ships. They lost! We won! We fucking won! 90% of these ships either died ignominiously or they didn't exist. And I hate it so much. I hate it so much because when I look at it with my uncritical eye, my non-historian eye, when I look at it in my non-historian eye and I just look at it, all the Ironblood girls are fucking great. I really like them. And it just pisses me off that none of them are real.
I guess
a gear, for example, right? A gear and fuck.
Yeah, it's definitely. I know it's definitely something that a lot of people have pointed out in the past, or they didn't like how a lot of characters were paper ships. But I guess the way I kind of look at it is they have a lot of involvement with the Ironblood in terms of lore. They want them to be a specific way. So, I guess, they want to keep introducing events, but they don't have that many ships to pull from because I don't think they had that many, actual serviceable ones outside of, U-boats and a handful of just Z-class, right?
Yes.
think we might have lost him.
The robots came.
He went with robot. I was like, oh no. But I like Operation Convergence. Like they made that a whole center point of that story where they had the Brunhild's team, which had like a bunch of like they had a Ulrich clone and everything in that one. And it was just like a bunch of Z-class and U-boats on the other side. It was very one-sided.
If you had to, yeah, go on.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that it's like it's kind of how they were. Like I guess they really can't do much with like a wide spread of ship classes without bringing in some paper ones from like what was it, Plan Z or Project Z? I forget what the actual name of it was.
Yeah. So if you had to pick one favorite ship from the German faction, who would it be?
Ooh.
Because if I remember correctly, your favorite faction is the...
I don't have one.
Oh, wait. Really?
Yeah, I do not have one. My oaths are pretty evenly split among all the factions. Well, all the majors.
Oh,
Big Australian internet, ladies and gentlemen. I'm on my phone.
It's like hard because it's like I have characters I really like personality wise. I have characters I really like for in the story. So like my immediate go to for story is going to be Bismarck.
Yeah.
Personality wise is probably between Ulrich and Heinrich.
Oh, okay. That's an interesting combination.
Yeah. So it's like there's. And what's really funny too is I didn't think I'd actually like Ulrich, but then I went through her character memory. I was like, oh, okay, I actually kind of like it.
Yeah, that's the same. That was the same for me. I disliked her first, but then I was like, yeah, she's pretty cute. EX lines and stuff.
Yeah,
her reading sucks though.
I think the funniest thing I'll ever have is I thought Heinrich was going to be like the happiest Ironblood. I never thought that there was going to be some Ironblood that was going to one up her in terms of being just generally like the happiest thing.
I know who that is.
Blucher, why?
Yeah, it's Blucher.
Blucher sucks.
She's just like, I want to be friends. Give me a hug.
She's bloody cute.
Norwegians didn't like her though.
Yeah, but she's cute. And she loves you.
Yeah, she just like genuinely loves you as a character, and it's like I guess for like a good number of people, probably that's like the big thing for them because it's like that's a character personality that a lot of people actually do kind of like.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think the pinned comment for her right now for like the comments, like little section that Azurlane does is I didn't know Ironbloods could be this cute.
Yeah, you know what's the sad part? Tomorrow or Thursday, when the new update comes, you can now report those comments. That's so sad.
No, man. Look. I gotta be on a real, right? Like, I am one of those people. I'm happy. I'm happy that Ironblood has finally gotten a Genki waifu, because like, let's be real.
Yeah. They were very, I guess, well, it was were like emo-esque, edgy, yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Heinrich, I'm pretty was like the big shock to Ironblood. So it's like a lot of people probably liked her because of her like very carefree personality that she had, and of course just being generally hyper.
I think the most fan favorite is Azur.
You mean Prince Retrofit?
Yeah.
That's the good old infamous joke for her.
Yeah. But
I mean, I suppose, but no one will ever really replace Prince Eugen.
There will be.
King Eugen?
There will be. But should we move on to the more dangerous question?
Well, I have one question about lore.
Okay, let's ask the law question first.
Yeah. So, what did you think of the great? The first Azurlane anime, the best Azurlane anime. What did you think about the lore of that?
Oh my!
Not the best. It's the
Are you
best.
talking from like the production quality standpoint, or just
No, it's
like on the
just the
lore?
lore, the story. Like, how much does it fit in with the actual game?
So, what was really funny was almost all of us in the like AL lore community just straight up wrote it off as non-canon, and anything that happens in it is just whatever they felt like.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and then this event brings out the giant fox for Kaga, and we're just like, oh my god.
It's canon. Yes, yes. Thank God. So Maggie.
So now we're like,
story.
how much of the anime actually is canon now, and why are we scared?
The most scariest part, Belfast X Enterprise. That's the scary stuff.
There are a lot of people that really do not like that forced shipping.
No, they do not.
Yeah, which is really fucking bullshit. Because to me personally, in terms of characters, the Belfast Enterprise ship makes sense to me.
Yeah, I didn't find it too bad. Like personally, for me, it just kind of felt like she was kind of tasked with looking. Belfast was kind of tasked with looking over Enterprise, but then she ended up picking up a lot of picking up on a lot of her bad habits and being like, we need to clean these up.
Well, Belfast herself, quote herself, was assigned to Pacific Fleet at the end of the Second World War, and so of all the Royal Navy ships in the current lexicon, Belfast and Enterprise were the only ones who were really together. So it makes sense that if you were going to put a Royal Navy ship alongside an Eagle Union one, Belfast and Enterprise in the main canon of Azurlane characters is the one you'd put together. Plus, personality-wise, I think they complement each other very well. Because Enterprise is all about fighting.
Yeah.
And Belfast is all about keeping people in the fight, but she's a fucking badass. I stand Belfast on this. Belfast
her personality has ranged very it like depends on where she's from. Like I think from what I remember in Crosswave and in the anime and in the game, all three versions of her are very different from each other. Like that's kind of what I felt when I was going through it. Like
I'd say definitely Slower Heads Belfast was different, but I'm not so sure about like the first animation. I think the game and the first animation were pretty similar. But the Slower Head one was a maid and one was just mommy. Cause Little Bell was there. Maybe that's why.
I'm just gonna sit here and say that Belfast is not best Royal Navy made though, despite what everyone says.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, we're probably not going to agree on who the best is. I'm Team Sheffy all the way.
I was gonna say like there are how many of them?
There are a lot. You know what?
You know what? Like Sheffy, Belfast.
You know, I'll say she's not in the game, but Manchester will be the best mate.
What? Why? I'm gonna shank you, mate. Oh,
I'm over here. I'm over here just head patting Dido.
Nah, I stand Sheffield, and this is what I say. And every time people ask me, like, why do you stand Sheffield so much?
Because she's a badass.
Because she's a badass. But it's how she's a badass though. Because one thing I've noticed, right? If you look at Sheffield, she's a maid. She's one of the senior members of the maid corps, right?
And she also doesn't wear pants. Nice.
She doesn't wear pants, which is what all the degenerates like about her.
Technically, she's commando. You see,
yeah, right.
She is pretty. Yeah, like the anime did a good job, kind of making her very, I guess in that sense, a badass form. They gave her a really
she also
good presentation in that regard.
Oh yeah, she also fought fucking Bismarck. There's that one. There's that little detail. And finally, and this is the one thing that I really love about that. She's an absolute Chad, badass, fucking shoots away like in the anime, which is now canon. Thank you very much. She fucking kicks her way into the headquarters of Sakura Empire and shoots both Kaga and Akaki in the face in their headquarters. Right, busts out, steals shit, fights the entire Sakura Empire on the way out. She's that kind of badass. But in all of the fan art, you see her at the same time. She's also the one responsible for looking after all of the little ships, like Little Enterprise, Little Bell. Sheffield is always the one who's looking after them. She's the maid assigned to look after them. And, like, to me, that makes sense. Because Sheffield really, because when you see her in art and the lore from that perspective, she's also simultaneously the biggest softie. God forbid you hurt any of them, though.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, she's like, I know she's always kind of come off like she seems a little bit cold initially, but then it's like I think that's just the way she is. She's just kind of comes off that way, but she really isn't.
She kills people. She kills people, and she wants you to know that she kills people. But at the same time, if she's not, if like when it comes to like the little ships or it comes to the weaker members or the destroyers, she's the biggest softie. And that's what I really like about her. Like she's really soft on people she cares about, and then if you try to hurt any of them, she will murder you. Like that's that, and the maid core is probably my favorite part of the whole Royal Navy aesthetic. I'm going to be honest.
So
I like it a lot.
So, I have a question for Hawk. Obviously, so. You are known as the lore guy, obviously, you know. And I know you recently made your top 5 favorite lore in Azurlane moments, I think, right?
Yeah.
Does that still like is it still up to date or has it changed a little bit?
Because of like the new event that just dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say it still is.
Okay.
This event has been very interesting, but I wouldn't say it's anything in the top 5 category for me. It did reveal a lot, but it wasn't like I guess the best way to put it is it gave me a lot more unease going through the entire story than it was like a whoa, this is a really cool event or something.
Yeah.
Or really, really neat scene or whatnot.
And could you explain to those people who don't know what's your like top 1 favorite lore moment is? People who don't know.
So it's actually a there's a scene in Dreamwaker's Butterfly. So this is the Shinano event.
Ooh.
Basically the entire event is her going through her dreams.
Yes.
And there's like 5 or 6 dreams. I think it's 5 actually. 5 dreams that she goes through before she wakes up and continues about her normal business. But her first one was about kind of this ambush that she had to go through. And she kind of just is like, oh, okay, this is what's going on right now. Just kind of taking note of everything that goes on, because that's the way she is. She's got the ability to see all of these individual sequences of events, but they're more fragmented, so she can't necessarily put them all together into a timeline. She just sees them all as individual fragments and is just like, okay, I have these, what do I do with them? And her big thing was that she always felt powerless because she didn't know what she could do. Like she didn't think she should see all these things, but they didn't mean anything to her. And then when they get to past all the dreams and into the, back to reality, if you want to make the joke there, she ends up walking into, or her entire like escort fleet walks into an ambush. And what was really interesting was that the ambush of that particular scenario was the exact same as that first dream that she had. So in a sense, it was a sense of deja vu, and she was able to use the knowledge from that dream to basically shut down the entire ambush. And it, of course, shocks Tester because she's like, this is not what's supposed to be happening right now. We're supposed to be sinking her here. So it was like this big some people said it was like a 4D chess thing. It's really just like a. I guess the best way for me to look at it is she's like a Doc Strange for for Azurlane right now.
Yeah. And
So,
yeah, that's why Azurlane Law is deep. Is this also your favorite event?
yes, right now it
Oh,
currently is because it opened up like a lot of possible things that could happen because of all the various points in time that she pretty much saw in all those dreams. So there's like the Leviathan, Akagi fighting Ember using the black cube. There was a time where I think one of the dreams was her as a ship rather than as a consen.
oh,
And then the last one is like a completely different timeline where everyone's at peace and everyone's just enjoying life.
yeah.
So it opened up this whole like concept of multiple like possible dimensions or multiple possible timelines.
And Shinano was also the first pullable UR, if I remember correctly. Was she? Yes,
Yes,
she
I believe
was.
so.
Yes, I think she was. But
Also, that marked to me the end of the golden age of Azurlane content creation.
You know what? I was about to change to that topic. Yes.
Really?
Golden
Okay.
age. Golden age of Azurlane YouTube scene. I don't know where to begin because I'm not the host. I don't have the questions ready. But
Wait, what? Well, what are we
but
gonna?
the
Fuck.
golden age of Azurlane YouTube. They're back in the days when everyone could just collab, play Among Us with each other, and I don't know, Yogstar actually cared about us. Actually, do you want to
I
talk?
was never a part of. I was never a part of that, so I don't really have much to say.
Neither was I. I was just a normal viewer back then. But do you actually want to talk about the super secret contract Yogstar gave to you?
Is that something I'm able to talk about? I've always
I
never
mean,
been able to
Yo,
really
Star
think
isn't
about it.
watching us. They don't give a shit. So
Exactly. They hate us.
they'll only pull it up in like 10 years' time when they sue the living crap out of us for like 2 million. But hopefully our channels will be dead by then, so we don't have to worry.
Because we've already talked this about past episodes, but me and Ozzy got treated well. I wouldn't say bad, but it was
Right.
definitely like maybe if they had better communication, it would have been a way better experience. But the way we got treated, it wasn't the best experience.
Oh,
First
is it
of
like
all,
the contact I guess you had maybe?
Maybe Shia.
Murphy Shear
I don't think I ever had them.
on
Right.
Discord. On Discord.
But he was in part of something else before, but were you hit it with? We did speak about this like one-on-one in DMs about this thing that you were proposed, this video recently, and you couldn't do it.
Oh no, that was the lore. I think we're talking the lore one. Oh wait, no, the wait, no, you're talking the
Greeting video.
the greeting video. Yeah. It took me a second to think about it. I was like, which video are we talking about here? Sorry, what was the question in regards to this?
I mean,
I don't know. We just wanted you to talk about it.
No,
Oh.
because I was.
Oh no, man.
Because I was about to. Because for some reason we went on to like. Did you get contacted to email then switch on to Discord?
I had a contact through Discord.
Yeah, so we got the same. Did you get the contract also?
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I was taking a drink of something. Yes, I did.
Within the contract, I want to talk about the like, I guess, because what I've heard from OC is that you were supposed to do the greeting video, right?
Oh, really?
Oh no!
I was told
What?
it was optional.
Oh, No, because I
No, it
meant
was
I meant
couldn't
in
do it.
like you wanted to do it, but you like something happened, then you
Oh,
didn't do it.
yeah. So I'm running on an old phone,
Oh
like a
yes.
really, really, really old phone. So like when I tried to record a thing for it, I pulled it up on my video editor just to like see, do I need to trim any audio? Do I need to tweak anything for them? And I hated just how like grainy it was, and it like because this phone I'm running on is probably easily a decade old by now, maybe even older than that.
God.
It's just, hey, the phone it hasn't broken, everything still works. Why change it? That's the way I look at it. I'm kind of the guy that's like,
If
if
it
it
ain't
ain't
broke, don't
broke, don't
fix it.
replace it. Yeah. So it's like I'm running this old phone. I'm like, maybe I could do it. Like I had this when I did the Crosswife stuff too for the unboxing. I tried to record video of me unboxing it, and my phone just did not do well with it. Like I finished recording with it, and it was just like, "Hi, I'm gonna die now." But yeah, like when I got it up on the video editor, I was looking. I was like, "Yeah, this is horrible quality." I told him, I was like, "I don't want to hand you something that is like 480p when people are shooting in like 1080p or maybe even 1440p."
Oh
And
no,
I'm like, I'm
definitely
not
not.
gonna hand them that. I felt like, for a creator, I was like, there's no I'm gonna give them this low quality
Yeah. Yeah, but
video.
the problem with that is that they lied about that as well. So first of all, the contract lied about the stream date to us, which it said
They said we
August
were going to
13th.
be in, yeah, and they said we were going to be in the stream as well.
No, that was not guaranteed. That
Oh.
was just maybe, which is
Mm.
why I let them off. But the first lie was the stream date. The second lie was when, because obviously we didn't appear on the stream. It was sad. But they told us when the greeting video, the tweet would have like been posted, which was August 20th. It didn't happen on August 20th. It happened on August 27th. So that was the second lie. The third lie was again on the greeting video. Record yourself saying congratulations, 4th anniversary and that. Now, it might have been because of us not asking it properly, but we thought you have to record, like, basically record a normal video showing your face, right? But when we looked at the Twitter post, there were some content creators who didn't quite use,
Their
well,
actual face, they just had something covering it, or
one of them just had voice, and then one of them didn't have neither, which
oh,
was very annoying.
It was a robot voice.
Yeah, it was very annoying because I could have done probably a very better face reveal instead of
oh,
just going on there and, yo guys, it's the irrelevant guy here.
Yeah, but someone did say you were the sexiest looking azurlane content creator, so
Yeah, but
yeah.
it
I
got me upset.
maybe I'm not sure. Then there might be some discrepancy there with how they each individual like contact might have reached out, because I was told it was optional.
yeah,
And
it was
I did
optional.
ask a few questions, and they were just like, "Yeah, it's okay if you don't want to show your face or not, or that kind of thing." I didn't really think anything of it, but like the contact I had, they were great. I didn't have any issues with them.
The must-do video was your top 5 low moments, right?
Mhm.
How much creative freedom did you get? Because I did not get that much. Neither did OC.
I didn't get any. They literally threw it in my face like 5 times saying rewrite it.
I mean, I literally just pitched them that idea, and they said, "Yeah, good, fine with me."
Oh my
What the
god!
fuck?
I don't know.
Well, what was
It
it?
could I know that experiences have been relatively different depending on the contact, and I think for the most part, the contacts I've worked with have all been pretty, top notch.
Oh my! So we got shafted by some
we got
I don't know.
employee.
Who did you say you guys had?
Murphy here.
Shear.
Murphy. Oh, they're in my like little chat that I had, but I was working with
Yeah, was it
Lulu.
2 other people? Lulu, who's Lulu?
One of the other Yostar people. That was my main contact. Then I had like a completely different one before, and then before that I was working with Smiley.
Jeez, because you've had a lot of bloody AL contacts.
Yeah, but the thing is, I also haven't. My contract with them still hasn't ended. I have to do one
I
more
know.
video for them.
That's the thing. At least they came to you for a contract, but not me. They were like, "Oh, his video did shit because he did the video that we wanted, and we weren't happy with the fact that no one watched it."
I felt so bad when last year came around because it's like I was trying to keep up with it because I want to do that lore video for like the Ozlane, like the entire story of Ozlane, that lore video. I was planning to do like a shortened version of it for last year, and then I just ran into so many issues with getting YouTube to even recognize my file formats. Like I couldn't upload anything for like 2-3 weeks. I hated it.
Oh,
It wasn't like I got copyright claimed. It's just something went wrong on their back end for me.
At least you all got a fucking invite.
Poor man's anymore, mate. He didn't
It's
get
not
it.
like I'm one of the fucking biggest, and I didn't get an invite.
What?
I don't know. What I don't know anything about like how they go about picking or who they reach out to, so I can't speak on that. But
While we on the topic,
I've been around for a while. My assumption is I'm probably one of the easier ones to.
Yeah, because
you've been
you are in the golden
golden
age. You are in the golden age.
Yeah.
So while we're on the topic of content creators and your star, what's your opinion on them treating us versus the Arknights content creators?
Yeah, why does Yostar treat that Arknights better than us, Hawk?
I think you have a little bit more information than us.
What do you mean? Like, are you saying Arknights is better?
Yeah, because the way Yostar treats Arknights content creators, they get monthly benefits from them, which is either a video shout out or I don't know, I guess a build or something. I don't know.
I am not allowed to fully talk about that.
You're not allowed to talk about it.
No, I am not allowed to talk about that.
Oh my god!
I'm just going to say that right now.
This is some controversial stuff.
Well, no, it's just I can't go in depth on that.
Sorry,
that is something I'm not allowed to.
Does it involve the
contract?
No. Does it involve? Does it involve Mr.
Go ahead.
Tectone? Does it involve Mr. Tectone?
No.
Okay.
It's more of I don't know if they want people to know the full extent of what they do.
Favoritism?
No.
Biasism? More money?
I would say it's profitability. It's got to be profitability.
Yeah,
they would.
Well, I mean,
they would put money into what makes money, and Arknights makes more money than Azurlane.
Yes. Arknights is a drastically bigger game than Azurlane, as much as I may not be the happiest to say it. I actually do like. Both of their stories are really good. Arknights is just very like. If we're to go into the story aspect of things, Arknights take Azurlane's story, make it 3 times the length for just an event. Like you're spending, like I think I spend about an hour to 2 hours alone just reading the story of Arknights' events.
Oh my.
Yeah. They have a lot of investment in Arknights, so I guess it would make sense that they have a much more established creator program there. I mean, especially since they've got I am forgetting their game project that they have right now.
Enfield.
Yeah, Enfield. Yeah. So it's like I know that it's doing well. I think it's got an anime coming up too. So it's like
I do. I hope it flops.
Yeah. I would rather hope it's not. I would actually like to see it do well.
No.
Because I actually really do like.
Any downfall for Arknights is a happy day for me.
Oh,
That's how much. That's how much I hate Arknights.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. Huh.
well, obviously, I have to give some props to Arknights. You know, they have a very good devs. Hypergriff, very good devs, amazing devs. I think better than Manju. Obviously, the marketing that is done by Yorstar, the same people that do Azurlane, and those are the people that I have problem with. Obviously, Arknights gets more money, but that's not the problem. The problem I have with Yorstar right now is the merge. Why can the EN players of Arknights buy Japanese merch easily, while we, Azurlane EN players, can't buy Japanese merch easily?
That is not a question I know.
Because this is the most annoying thing. Because recently, obviously, you watch the Japanese 5th anniversary. They got cool merch. A 16-kilogram like mouse pads, a body pillow.
Yeah, but that's a lot of money, that mouse pad.
The New Jersey one, right?
Yeah, the New Jersey
who would buy it? Who would buy it is what I want to know. How?
Look, there are people that probably bought the Kashino one immediately, and it wouldn't surprise me. There was a massive following. Did you guys know about the body pillow that was, I don't even remember what the actual length of it, but it was very long. It was a Monster Musume no Iro Nishijo body pillow.
I think God.
It was for Lamia. Let me actually see.
Oh
what the
yeah,
length of
yeah.
it was.
Oh yeah. I think it was like 20 meters.
Or
was it like? I think it was in double digits.
What was the actual length of it?
Is it what? Maybe like 7 meters.
7 meters. 7 meters. 23 foot for those that use the other system.
Yeah, that was. But the problem is that why won't they allow us to buy the JP merch? It's so much better than EN merch. The lunchbox we got, the $90 one. there's three paper book items on that lunchbox for £90. That's not worth
it. The big super duper Rupa like big bundle where you get a shirt with it as well for like half a kidney.
That's so bad.
Look,
and to make your own snow globe.
The problem is the Azurlane merch I want to buy is ridiculously expensive.
That's the figures. Or is it the plushies?
Yeah.
The figures that are like $200, $300, maybe even more.
I actually did pre-order Illustries.
Oh my god,
dude! I had an opportunity way back when it first came out. I was shopping for Strike Witches figures at the time, and I had an opportunity to get Prince Eugen, but I turned up my nose and said, "No, I'm not gonna pay $600 for Prince Eugen. Like that's way too much for a figure, even by my standards." Now I look at the same altar figure of Prince Eugen. She's worth $1,500. Like she is. I so wanted to buy Jean Bart, but I couldn't justify pulling the trigger on it because I've got nowhere to put her.
She's French.
Yeah, but that pose though.
Yeah, but Satan was supposed to be like a seductive person. That's how he got Eve into trouble, and that's why we've had sins ever since then. So Jean Bart is Satan.
I don't know. I've never really been into like the whole figurine stuff. Only ones I really have.
Did you get Dakimakura?
No.
No, all right. That was someone else I was seeing.
I think the only thing I really have. Okay, well, I guess if you count like the Crosswave stuff, I've got all the special goodies from the Crosswave game.
Actually, like, didn't you get it early before everyone else? Didn't they send you a test?
I was playing the game like a whole week before it actually came out. It was one of the weirdest experiences I'll ever have in my life.
How did you get it? Like, did they were like, "Hey, Hawk, we know you exist, so here's a game."
Good question. I don't know how exactly they went about it, but I did get a contact from Idea Factory, and they were like, "Hey, we noticed you're like a Azurlane person," and they're like, "You want to try out the game for us?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure, that's fine." I think it also helped for them too because like I have played a lot of their IPs. Like I went through a majority of the Neptunia games. I've also played a handful of their spin-off games, like I haven't played Death and Request all the way, but that is one of the games. They've also had Trillion, which was a really good game. But I guess it kind of made it a lot easier. I was like their perfect match made in heaven, if you want to call it that, where I was an Azurlane person, but I also played a lot of their own IPs, so it just kind of worked out.
Oh yeah. So
God,
basically,
like,
you
I
used your
look
phone
at-
to get the game early.
This is the thing. I look at Azur, like I look at that Jean Bart figure, and I'm just like, oh man.
Calm down, calm down.
Oh man,
Be
dude.
down bad for it.
I'm OC slap me. I'm being tempted by the French.
That's phrasing.
I am
Richelieu over here in the corner by the Pope.
You're just going to use
That
the revenue
French-
from your Ukraine video to buy it.
that French battle shussy is questioning my loyalty to the British Empire, my friend.
Okay, going back to the more topic that we kind of skipped out on, the golden age of Azurlane YouTube.
Wasn't in it.
I was in it.
but do you think now is the golden age, or was it like 2 years ago the golden age for Azurlane YouTube when your style, community
So
posted?
2019
I mean,
to 2020.
the popularity of a game is going to always be all over the place. Right now, I think the peak for it was, a couple years ago when they had their anime, kind of the first one that
I think
did
2020
okay.
was last year when the golden age was still, I think, 2020.
Yeah, I could see that. Probably, I would say around 1920 would be fine.
1920, what? Oh, yeah.
2019.
Yeah.
2020.
Yeah, that's what I think.
But I wanted to hear your opinion because you two, OC and Hawk, we're both in the golden generation.
Oh, Jesus Christ, I feel so old.
You're
Now.
so-
You feel.
That's the question. That's the question, Hawk. I know this is a random question, but this is for my own sanity. Without doxing yourself, how old are you?
Oh, I'm not. I wouldn't call that doxing myself. I've mentioned this on stream before. Anyway, I am 28.
Thank you. I'm not alone. I'm
Oh
28
my
as
God.
well.
Oh my
Brother.
God.
Brother, my friend. Oh my God.
Boo.
Fucking
Oh, these
boomers.
But yeah,
these two
I've
are fucking
mentioned-
babies. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm not
I've mentioned
alone
it before on stream. I don't usually mind people knowing how old I am.
okay. It's
Though I
fine.
usually end up doing the, back in my day. I don't know why.
I do it all the time because these kids just make me feel fucking culture shock.
Calm down, boomer. Alright.
Yeah.
Yeah, Grandpa, go back to your chest.
to make a funny joke, I feel old because I was looking up footage from some of the older recordings I had, and it's like some of the backups that I keep for my videos, and I was like, oh, this is the old UI. Oh, this is the old UI. Oh God.
Oh, the old
And I'm like
UI
slowly
was
reminded
not-
of how horrible it was.
I preferred the old UI in the game.
I actually
I thought
like
it
the new
was
one.
very clunky.
Yeah, me too.
I'm one of the few people who hasn't got Musashi yet. Remind me to open up the old dailies to see what's going on. Good point.
Go for the floof. You need to go for the floof.
I need the floof.
The question is what's your thoughts or opinions on the current Azurlane YouTube scene?
Why is it a fucking mess?
I honestly don't think I could give much input on this because I haven't been the best at doing that catering to it. This is partially because I think a lot of my own things like IRL have been kind of getting in the way. So I've been able to keep really up to date on the overall scene anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't know if I could really give anything on that. If as sad as of a answer that might be.
I
So-
wouldn't.
It's a fair answer, my dude. It's
Yeah,
a
and
fair
that kills any channel in terms of like IRL issues. Kills
Mhm.
any, like it kills or distracts a channel. Like me, it made me go on like several times. I've gone on long breaks because of IRL issues. I've had to step away from the YouTube scene, and I think anyone here can say that.
Yeah, it's just been, you know, I wanna keep making content. Like I loved when I don't know if you guys knew this, but when I made that like 3 hour long video for like the lore, like when I was uploading it, I was literally bawling my eyes out.
In
I was
which
like,
way were you bawling your eyes out?
I was so sad because I was like, I have worked on this for 3 to 4 months. It's over. I was like, this is my baby.
Buddy, that's good. Is it your most viewed video?
Oh yeah, it's at a
congratulations.
250,000 views.
How
Congratulations.
much money did it get?
I have no idea.
Ah.
I don't pay attention to that stuff.
250,000 in 3 hours long. That's like, if you're talking RPM, that's not so figures, bro. That's big. It depends what the watch time is, but that's like
I would imagine 30 minutes max if I had to do for average.
buku dollars, my dude. But no, it's like it's a bit different for me, seeing as I ended up doing YouTube as a job, which is
how
a bit. Yes, it is, and yes, it isn't. Like, there are some days where I am absolutely overjoyed that this is my job, and there are other days where I'm like, "Holy fuck, this is my job. What the fuck am I supposed to do?" Right? Like, it varies. It goes up and down. Like, I watched a great freaking video essay on it the other day, where it's like, you know, you're simultaneously overjoyed at the fact that you can do what you love to do. You can make videos and make content, and that being your job. But at the same time, YouTube is an algorithm-based entertainment platform, and you have to know what people want to watch. You have to guess, and like title and thumbnail and video length, you have to sort of balance them all perfectly, right? And if you don't get it right, or if you fuck it up, or if it doesn't take 10 or 20 hours of work that if you showed up for a shift at a job that would have guaranteed paid you something, may not make you any money at all. On the flip side, you'll do what I did with my latest Ukraine update, which was I literally did my research, reported the news, put something together with decent quality stock footage in the background, and 120k views, bang.
That's pretty good.
30 hours of watch time, bang.
Yeah,
and like, it's one of those weird things where one big success, if you have one big success on YouTube, I sort of view it as like racing against the clock, you know what I mean? Which is no different, you know, and you want to know why it's not such a big mental gap for me. And I'll put it to you this way, why switching to YouTube is not such a big mental jump for me as it is for a lot of other people. Is before I was a YouTuber, I was a sales rep in telecommunications, right? I was a tech and a sales rep in telecommunications.
Oh, okay.
So I did technical troubleshooting, technical repair, like over the phone, like walking people through repairs over the phone, and selling technical, like telecommunications. So phones, Wi-Fi routers, computers, shit like this, right?
Okay.
So, and as a sales rep, you're always chasing a target. And even though they say target is optional and you just need to meet the requirements for the job, that's bullshit. Target quota is target quota, and you have to deal or not.
Oh no, not like
Oh
that.
no.
the robots, the
Oh, no.
robots are coming.
Brace.
Not again.
Brace.
No, come back.
Not again.
Brace. Not like a tago. Put not like a tago on the screen.
Hello?
Hello. Yes, hello. No, you're not fixed. You're not fixed, bro.
Beep beep boop.
Um,
I actually just pulled up the analytics for that video. I'm at 215,000 views on it with 61.6 thousand watch time hours. I've got like
That's big news, man.
I think he tried to say money.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, I think he tried.
I think the one funny thing I'm looking at here too is like, you know how like they have this chart for like the videos where it's like here's your blue line and then here's like this grayed out area which shows like your expected. I can't even see it. The gray area is just non-existent on this graph. It's just a blue line.
Yeah.
It is just not there.
I'm still wrong.
Also, I was wrong about the view duration. It's not 30 minutes, it's 17 minutes, which makes sense. That was about when the speed run ended.
Yeah, you're still a robot.
Yeah, and like I thoroughly enjoyed making that video. It was a lot of fun. Despite how long it like I started on that project in like early July. And I was not done with it till like well, I was attempting to be done with it for the anniversary, but I just said like when the technical issues happened, I said, you know what? I'm not gonna go with this shortened abridged version. I'm gonna go big or go home now. So I canceled I basically canceled the contract saying, don't worry about giving me anything for it because I felt bad.
Cancel it?
Well, I told him I was like, don't worry about it.
They told me like once you sign it, you're our bitch. Basically, that's what they said to me. They were like,
"Well,
we will see." I'm like,
I don't think they were too annoyed with it once it came out because like I gave them they got to see the first 6 chapters because I was still working on like the 7th. If you didn't. The first 6 chapters is like about half of the video, and it just shows how much in like lore was in the last chapter, with it taking the like chapter 1 through 6 was most of the events, and then like chapter 7 was all the major lore dump events, and it showed how involved those were because the duration of that one chapter was equivalent to the same as the first 6.
Oh God.
So like it is a 3-hour long video, but like an hour and a half of it is just towards all the lore dump events.
Okay. And I do have one question. Is this video your favorite video? Or is it like something else you made that is your favorite?
Favorite in what sense? Like the favorite one I ever released, or the favorite one to work on? Because like those are kind of different for me.
The favorite one to work on, I guess.
Favorite one to work on, yes. This is my favorite one. This is probably why I am so heavily involved in lore now, is because I actually really liked working on this and being able to put it all together. And also have a bunch of people look it over, and we would discuss different our differences of ideas and everything.
What's the favorite one to publish then? Is it the same?
It was a collab video I did with Zoe Crimson. And I was cracking up when I let it was basically you know how reload works in the base game, right?
Yes.
In Crosswave, that gets thrown out the window. And I decided to, instead of just, make it about a short video about the reload, I just went absolutely nuts with it.
So you just spammed?
I stacked up so many skills and character talents to the point where the reload was so insane that I could not click fast enough to shoot, to wear out the cooldown.
Oh God.
And this isn't the like secondary gun that you could always fire. It was the primary one that had like a 5-second cooldown before you could fire. I had it the cooldown so like reduced that it was almost instant. And it turned like a handful of characters just got completely turned into like machine gun characters. And the way I did it was I edited the whole video early, and then I didn't do any voiceover until I streamed it to Zoe, who was seeing it for the first time. So it was me basically improving the entire script while also including her reaction at the same time to the whole thing. So the entire, like, the video was edited early, but the entire voiceover, all of it was improv and just reaction based, and it was so hilarious when I uploaded it because I was just dying of laughter.
Yeah, those are good videos to make. The ones that make you laugh and happy. Those are fun to make.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
that was my favorite one for that.
Can't relate, to be honest.
But another question. This is again another YouTube question. I hope you don't mind.
No, it's fine.
What up? Because obviously I'm basically the new kid on the block on the
Are
Azur
you?
scene. What's your like? Because you've been since 2019, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. When Global was first released, I was pretty much covering it.
Yes. What's your like? Was it? What is the correct like? I want to say guide on making Azur videos. Is it
Oh,
or
like
tips on becoming an Azur content creator?
gosh.
Any tips for that?
It
Of all
kind
the
of, like,
questions
it really depends on what you're gonna be covering. Cause like one of the things I noticed is like the main people that I know, so like obviously azurlane Meta, Zoe for a bit, we had Just 3C, and I am drawing a blank, Anders.
Just
All of them, like all of us were kind of going into our own thing. Meta went into PvP meta. I kind of did like meme character reviews. And then I think Anders did like
Guides? Tier
he did
list?
guides, but he also did like equipment guides and everything. So like he went more in depth with them, where I was just mostly talking about the character. He did more about the equipment stuff and some other character stuff too. So it's like everyone kind of siloed themselves into their own thing. I don't think it's bad if someone, works in the same silo. I would personally thoroughly enjoy someone else working in the lore field to kind of give their own perspective. I would love to have that because I'd be like probably just talking back and forth with them on events. But as for guides, it really just depends on what you're looking into. If you're doing like a character review, then I would say the only advice I've given to somebody that was asking me this before is start with characters that you know, build up how you want to, the characters that you're the most comfortable with. And then from there, kind of get a feel for what you want to talk about with that character. Because, there's maybe a good number of things you could talk about. And then as you work through all of them, you'll build up this kind of checklist of things you want to cover, all of for the topics on them. And because you're familiar with these characters, they're going to be the easiest for you. And then when you move on to ones that, let's say, you don't use as often or you've never used, then you still have that checklist to go off, and you can look through and be like, okay, I know what to look for on a character. And that's kind of like, hilariously enough, even though I do kind of the meme review kind of concept, I'm at the point where I've figured out what I need to look at for a character to kind of be like, okay, this character is going to be good off the get go, or this character is going to be kind of meh. And it's kind of weird. It's like I wasn't intending to be serious, but with what I can look through now, I'm just like, I know I can almost kind of be like, okay, I like this character. This character is going to be good. Like I guess if we were going to look at it from a tier list perspective, I could probably roughly estimate where a character is going to be on a tier list.
Yeah.
And I'm not somebody that does this. I know, but yeah, it's good for that. But yeah, outside of that, I don't really know what else I could really give.
I'm scared.
Oh God, he's back. The robotic voice is back. May I speak again?
I'm still a robot.
Yeah.
There's not much that could be done. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, but obviously I'm technically the new kid on the block.
Yeah.
Well, you told me something before this podcast that I wasn't happy about.
Yeah, that me leaving the Azurlane community. I think that for me is
You fucking dare.
I think
I will
for
come
me,
to Finland and I will personally skull fuck you to death.
because obviously,
Oh,
obviously, the way I blew up on this Azurlane scene, I knew what was missing from the whole Azurlane niche. There was no entertainer role. There was no, I guess, like past controversy documentary role on the Azurlane niche, and then there wasn't like an not so serious video type niche content creator on the Azurlane scene. So obviously, I tried to fill in these three. They've all worked, but the problem is that I don't know how to like
You think the Azurlane fans hate you?
yeah, that's basically it. For
And
some
I've
reason,
told him no, they don't. I've tried to convince him, but
the
I
because the Azurlane official Discord, they despise 80% of them despise us. You can literally, because you know Discord has this search feature where you can search from
Yeah.
mentions user, my name,
mentions or
yeah.
certain topic words.
if you type that in, if you type in YouTube, you can see all the stuff that is being talked about. YouTube guys, horrendous. Do not listen to just 3C or Kimojis. Do not listen to Meta. Azurlane CCs are cancer. Why do they exist? Like it's all there, and it's not like this where like sent 2 or 3 months ago. No, this gets put out almost at least 3 times a week.
Yeah, maybe it's just because of the nature of the content I do. I've
Your
been
fans
on
are loyal.
those. I've been on those a bit more. Like I've been on the chat every now and then, and usually nowadays it's like they're asking me questions lore wise. I think because of the nature of the content of like the content I cover, I may be kind of a little bit shielded from that. Because
the
like
thing is-
lore is kind of a thing that you can't really
change.
Yeah, like it's not like a subjective thing. I guess it is to a degree in terms of what you think, like where you think things are gonna go. But like I remember like there's a handful of people that have like when I first started playing, there were a lot of like elitist type people.
They are still.
There probably
Elitist
still are. I'm not
opinion.
going to be surprised. I'd be surprised if there was ever one, if any gacha community or really any game in general didn't have them. But like there are always going to be people like that you know are going to say that their opinions are what matters more. I mean, it's going to be difficult to kind of work around that. The way I've always kind of the way I've kind of always put it is you have your own communities. I mean, I'm sure you get a lot of feedback on your like your comments alone, not necessarily through.
What's I'm dying about?
I don't know what's
sorry,
going on.
Bit of a thought experiment. I was like, I'm gonna search YouTube in the fucking Azurlane Discord and see what I find.
Oh
Exactly.
no!
Exactly.
The first major comment I find is Dojin God saying hello to the server, immediately followed by someone saying trash YouTuber OC Gangster.
Oh no, that's OC. That's OC.
That's me.
That's
That's
OC.
me.
Oh,
That's OC.
I'm actually you actually make me curious. What happened if I were to like to search up my name or something on that server? It's
Oh.
probably just gonna be a
A lot
bunch
of
of. It's
people
probably
actually
just gonna be a
like
bunch
it.
of video announcements if I had to guess, or
For-
something
For
more
you, it's
related.
actually good. For you, it's actually
Yeah.
good.
Because
For rest of us, it's horrendous. Apart from OC.
Because
Oh.
Rest
usually
of us
they
is
say
dead.
oh, my favorite YouTube, like guaranteed 9% of the Azurlane thingies are like one of the people who say my favorite YouTubers. Hawk, your name is in there. I once tried to pull a girl by using your
Oh.
name One of your subscribers.
Okay, so am I still a robot? Am I still a
No.
robot?
No, you're
No.
good. You're good.
Good.
Okay, let's hope it stays that way. Point is, I agree. I just searched YouTube, and like besides that little interaction between you two, like
They
all
hate
I
us.
see is they hate us. They
hate us.
fucking hate YouTube.
They hate us.
Why?
I think part of it could be. I mean, like, granted, it's going to probably be elitists. There's going to be that side of it, but at the same time, what's the best way to put it? I know, like, one of the major motivations of this game is like you can use just about anyone for almost all the content.
Yes.
Like that's, and like they may see guys as a way of trying to metify something that they feel maybe not wasn't as necessary, but like, you know, that maybe what 5 or 10% of content that's really at the cream of the crop for difficulty. Yeah, you're gonna need those characters in the meta. Maybe that's part of it. Maybe people don't like that. That's kind of a thing. I don't really know the nature of what, you know, the criticism is for that. Then again, I guess when you look at my name, it's positive. I don't know. It's really weird. I've never bothered to do. I mean, one of the last conversations I had, people were like I don't remember. It was something like people were saying I was like a good boy or something. I was like, guys, please. I don't know how am I supposed to react to this? What? Stop.
I mean, for you,
with the verb thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's
All right.
It's a very weird experience, I guess.
But I remember because me and Hawk, we were invited by Azurlane Meta to do this championship, Azurlane Championship. You remember, Hawk?
Yeah, the like little trivia game.
And yeah,
Oh,
and
my
the fucking
God.
live chat, the one that was coming through was Team Hawk, Team Hawk, Team Hawk, Team Hawk by like
Oh,
all
really?
these people, yeah, and because we were streaming it, I was streaming it, and I was there with Matt and Nicolas, so I don't know if you were there, and they just suddenly came through on the chat like Team Hawk, and we were like, oh shit, and 90% of the people who probably watched that video wanted you to win. They were like Team Hawk all the way.
Huh.
But obviously it was Ander because Ander
Yeah.
just that man. He's there.
I still remember the first question then all the Ironblood mains were being so sad. Which one of the starting destroyers doesn't have an oath skin? Me proceeds to just lose his mind laughing.
Poor me, but she's got one now.
Well, I almost had an argument with Azurlane Meta.
Yeah.
It was
my
because of the
God.
question about
Amagi.
Bikini Atoll.
Ah.
It was like, which one of these survived the atomic bombs? Was it?
Yeah, I
Prince
remember
Ogan
that. I
or
think users
Nagato?
and him had a slight discussion on it too.
Well, yeah, because fucking he was like, actually, it was Prince Ogan. I was like, now you listen here. That fucking Nagato is a battleship. You suggesting a heavy cruiser is better than a battleship? You're fucking wrong. I will square up to you and fight you on this.
Yeah, I remember, like, he even mentioned is like that was one of the questions he was getting a bit of
Flack about.
I wouldn't, yeah, flack.
But
And I
the
was just
thing
like,
sank
oh,
2
well,
days
I
later,
just know it was
so
Prince
technically-
Eugen. I don't know anything else about it.
All I'm gonna say is going back to the starters question. Yeah, okay. Which ones of the starters were still afloat at the end of the Second World War? Oh, wait a minute, Ironblood. Guess
Javelin?
what? Javelin and Laffy were still afloat. Scoreboard.
Technically, no. Laffy was actually sunk in the Battle of Guadalcanal.
Yeah, but the one we have in game is Laffy the
Mhm.
second.
No, it's Laffy the first.
The first is
Is it Laffy the
Wednesday.
first?
It's
Yeah, it's
Wednesday.
Laffy
Ah.
the first. Wait,
Oh,
what?
is it really? Okay, then yeah,
Oh.
you're right. Like Javelin's the last one standing. Team Jav.
Technically, Z Thingy was actually still afloat. She was just cannibalized for a friendship.
Oh, jeez.
Someone met someone tomatoes.
That's not a word I usually expect to see with ships.
Man, that Vichy and Dominion got their own in, man. They were in it. They were
Yeah, they were.
in it, mate. They were in it. Like
Oh boy.
Jean Maniacs in the corner.
No, that is what we actually. That's a term we actually use when a ship is cannibalized for parts. So quite horrific.
Huh.
Which was going to be in one of my fan fictions, which was going to have sirens ripping off Ships,
Don't remind
arms,
me of
and
fan
faction
fictions.
books.
Oh
Don't
my
remind me of
Oh,
fan fictions.
I
Don't
love fan
remind me.
fictions. Why?
My
Which ones?
No.
Have you had any bad experiences?
all I can think of when you discuss fan fiction is fucking Laserpig opening his Horton video about how there is a Hermann Goering and Adolf Hitler erotic fan fiction out there.
There's an old, so when there was, I think it was the WWF collab, the
Oh,
panda
Yeah,
collab.
I remember that. The World Wildlife. Yeah.
Yeah. We were Meta and was doing the fundraiser, and I was helping him out a little bit. And
Wasn't that with the fanfic between you and?
Yukikaze.
no,
Yudachi?
Ah.
it was a really, really, really old, like I'm talking 2013, old
What?
one that I wrote because I was so yeah. This is a story and a half. Back in the early days of 2012, 2013, I was a admin for a handful of like anime groups, which all I really did was just make sure everyone had the right permissions. That was a, you know, in the management side, and also just post every now and then silly memes or something. And one of the people that could post it on that as that particular group was like, "Hey, if this page gets a bunch of likes, we're gonna force so and so to write a fanfic." It happened, and I was the unfortunate person who was forced into that situation. And so I was like, "Oh, great. I had to figure out how to write a fanfic because I was like, oh, lovely." Because it's not like if a group of people say, "Hey, we're gonna force them to do this," you're kind of in the like you probably got thrown under the bus. You don't have really a choice, otherwise it looks bad on the group. So I wrote up this whole thing for I think it was Fairy Tale, that anime. If you've watched it, but
Cool.
I was just like kind of meh, whatever. I'll write it up as if people don't like it, they don't like it. But it's like I kind of got forced into it, and people were like, "Oh, actually, this isn't too bad." And I was like, "Really?" And it turned into a people wanting more and more and more of me writing it. I was like, "Okay, fine, I'll humor them." And then what turned in from one chapter turned into I think like 15 or so. And it did somewhat well, but it's the fact that when it was the same scenario. If we get, if we reach I think $1,000 on the donations for the WWF, Meta would read it, and we reached it, and I was like, oh no, oh no, oh no. I was sitting in a corner of the room, just like slightly cringing on the inside.
Unfortunately, we can't watch it anymore because didn't Azurlane Mel gets a strike for his charity stream?
Oh, really?
I think he got a strike. I'm pretty sure he did.
Well, it wasn't on the stream. It was his own separate video.
Oh, maybe.
So Hawk, let me ask you something. You said back in 2012 you were adminning anime groups,
Oh,
like
Yeah.
on Facebook or
oh,
Facebook, yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah, Dojin, we're going there.
No.
We're going there.
No.
Should I be worried?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Hawk,
no.
do you have my anime list?
No. Say
I
no.
actually did, but the reason was because I was helping. I actually don't even remember what the account name is anymore. So it's probably long buried or it's
Yes.
been reaped.
Yes.
But back then, I also I was an admin for a few groups, and I also helped did reviews. So I wrote little reviews for certain shows and whatnot, and I compiled little, favorite of this season, favorite of that, worst or whatnot.
You're like me. You're a veteran weeb. You've been there.
It's the first
So-
week war.
But yeah,
Well,
I don't remember what my account is anymore. It's probably dead. It's probably not even existent anymore for all I know.
The question I have for you is, what's your favorite anime ever? It's a tough question.
That is a really
But
tough
you-
question.
But you've got to have a
no.
favorite.
Oh no.
Dojan, what are you whinging about? Shut
Oh.
up.
There's
No.
enough that I've watched enough that I'd probably say pick a genre, and I might be able to name one. Like favorite comedy, favorite slice of life, like that. I don't know if I can give a pick an all time out of all of them.
All right, so let's go down the list. Favorite comedy.
Oh god.
It was a one core anime called Outbreak Company.
Oh, Outbreak. Yo, my man. Bringing out the classics.
Really,
this
really
made?
funny, and I loved it.
When was this made?
I think 2014, 2000.
Yeah, 14 around there, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So, favorite action anime.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
That's always a tough one.
okay.
Strike the Blood or Tokyo Ravens?
Really?
Ooh, actually,
the
that's
blood?
interesting. Yeah, right, Dojan? That's a bit interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't
a
expect that.
that's a big call because those are more obscure choices. Because I'm a
Uh-huh.
boomer, so I'm a boomer in the anime sense. I'm
Okay,
a Black Lagoon stan. So
Yeah, I think around that time when I was doing that stuff, I was watching like 8 or 9 different shows for every season.
yeah, I still do it now. Actually,
I meanwhile now I can probably maybe watch one a season if I'm lucky. I think I might be watching. I'm trying to watch 2 or 3 right now.
Oh, which ones are you watching at the moment from this season?
I'm a bit behind. I think it's on what's it called? Call the Night. I think is
Oh
English what it's
yes,
I like
um,
it.
yes.
What's the? I need to look up what they are in English. It's probably gonna be easier if I give the English titles.
What's your favorite romance?
Favorite oh.
I know.
The girl who leapt through time, probably.
No.
If you say that, I'm walking
That's
out.
not a
I'm
romance.
going. Is it not?
Not really.
Well, what is it then?
Food
I actually
basket?
don't.
A fucking
It's
waste of
sort
time.
It's an anime about youth in general. I don't think it's sort of like
How is that about youth? What?
because when you think
I don't
romance,
actually
like, when
remember
I-
this one. I don't think I would need to go and look back at all the ones that I've watched and actually see if I can remember which one it was. I don't think I can give you that one because I don't think I remember.
Just be
Just once I've watched
I
romance
hate
in that way.
I hate being a normie here, but I've got to say, like,
Yeah.
my favorite romance of anime in recent years has still got to be Kaguya to this day. Like, Kaguya is
They don't even kiss. They stand
I think for
forever.
now I can give one that's kind of pseudo recent. I did like the Dress Up Darling.
yeah, it's done a
Okay.
bit.
was
Yeah,
pretty
Marin has that effect on people.
Mm-hmm.
So then
Unbelievable.
you're getting now the big questions. The big questions at our audience. Favorite
Oh, no.
slice of life.
Oh, that one's Nishijo, I think.
No.
Thank you. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No, we're gonna
Stan.
go.
Just because of how ridiculous it was. It was in the comedy bit too, but I was like the slice of life aspect of it was great too. I had a lot of fun with it.
Please do not make these more than 10 minutes. Please.
Wait, have you
Nah,
not
man.
seen it, Dojin?
No.
All right, let's join a separate
Yeah.
VC and chat about something.
Nichijou, like the thing I loved the most about it was like they would have sometimes the most simplest of scenes, and then all of a sudden, like for example, like the person would go to pet the dog would bite his hand, and instead of just like a minor scream, it's just like literally lasers.
Nah. The best one for me is the I think it was actually in the 3rd or 4th episode with the freaking like where she gets stuck outside in the hallway after breaking the rules in class, and she watches the principal fucking suplex a deer.
Suplex the deer.
Oh, no.
That was such a
No.
good one too.
Oh, dude, like the principal just goes super Hulk Giga Chat and just
Yeah.
Wow.
Like if there was a good way to summarize Nishijo in terms of how insane it was, I think that's a good scene to point out. Is just the principal of the school that the main characters are in suplexes a deer.
what
Oh boy.
some of the always
Yes.
component. Like suck
It's
on
just
the
lagging.
talking
Oh,
Yes.
no.
cat.
Oh
Yes,
no!
it's lagging. All right.
Quick, reboot him! Reboot him!
No.
Oh no,
No.
I'm dead. I'm dying. I'm dying. No,
He's alive!
He's
He's
back.
alive!
I'm back. Sorry,
Oh.
Australia.
Yeah.
It's not usually this bad, but yeah, like the slice of life genre is one of those hard ones because you kind of
It
have
is.
to pick.
Please.
Like,
This is not the more anime list part 2.
We should have done it.
Dojin, you always sit here and complain because you get left out. Have you thought about getting good?
Getting good at watching old stuff. No.
I mean,
old
Anarchy, we're
old
supposed to
stuff at the
convince
time
you
for
to be on
us,
the
yes.
podcast.
old stuff for the time now, yeah. But like back then, that was like that was our current show we were watching. Like I had to
like
I don't
like
know,
you're the
there's a
kind
lot
of you're the
really
kind
good
of guy, Dojin. You given your age group, Dojin, you're the kind of guy who thinks the original Dragon Maid is old.
stuff.
I don't even like Dragon Maid. I think it's overrated.
God damn.
I think it's overrated.
Going out here choosing violence against all the KyoAni fans.
I still think it's 2019.
Yeah, man, right? So do I.
Yeah, I think I don't think I fully answered the question of the shows that I was watching right now.
You said
about
about Call of the Night.
Yeah, Call of the Night was one of them. I think the other two I'm trying to stay somewhat
Overlord.
caught up on was it's called Black Summoner, I think, if I watched Kuro no Shokanshi. Yeah, Black Summoner, I think. It's an
Not watching
isekai
it.
kind of one. It's pretty good. Actually, no, there's 4. There's the actually all 3 of them are isekais. Now that I think about it, there's a
Overlords?
trend here I'm noticing.
Overlord.
It's the pharmacist one, pharmacist isekai. There's the Black Summoner, and then I haven't caught up on it past I think episode 2 or 3, so I'm way behind on it. It was this like harem isekai one.
Ah, harem,
no.
slave harem in the labyrinth of another world.
I think that's what it's called. Yeah, isekai. Yeah, Mikyo de Hanama.
Yeah, they don't. They leave. They leave the slave part out of it, but its light novel title is Slave
Yeah.
Harem in the Labyrinth.
I think
of
the
Another
one
World.
thing I'm worried about. Well, I don't know if I should be worried about it. I mean, well, maybe it's done by Passion, which is the group that does that. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they did DxD. So I'm
Are they
like,
still doing it? The
is this
answer
going to
is
be?
yes.
I'm like,
Yes.
is this? I wonder how much fan service this is going to be.
If you watch the uncensored version, which I have, they boning. Like we're talking redo of Healer and Interspecies Reviewers boning. Like, if you watch the uncensored version, they bone. They are boning. They are actually boning on screen.
They ruined my Welsh dragon.
I actually liked the first few episodes because it was like a whole moral dilemma for the guy. It was actually
Dude,
really
that's what's fucking annoying about this show because it sort of portrays the world, and it's like, why is there so much
purple head succubus?
What?
No, that's I think because
I think that was season ago.
The best show of this season, like I thought it was going to be Luminous Witches because Strike Witches fan, we stand. But
yeah, it's Call of the Night, isn't it?
My favorite. No, the best show of this season by far is Licorice Recoil. Licorice Recoil.
Oh yeah, that one.
Slaps.
Licorice Recoil, yeah, that one.
John Wick waifus is
because it's got guns.
John Wick waifu.
No, but it seriously is incredible. It's way better than it has any right to be. It's way better than it has any right to be. A moe slice of life, but we have a gunfight every episode. Girls and Panzer, Girls and Panzer, moe slice of life, where we have a tank battle every episode. No, this is Licorico is slice of life, except we run a cute cafe, and every now and then we have a gunfight. Like it's one of those things. This season, I was expecting to be like the break before the massive massive shit goes down.
Yeah,
But Overlord season 4 is like hype though.
I'm sitting here thinking. I'm guessing you're probably a fan of Strike Witches.
Yes,
Oh,
it's what got me into anime. Yeah,
Ah, okay.
all those years ago. I have a
Yeah.
whole row of Strike Witches figures behind me.
I guess I nailed that one on the head.
actually, Anamaki, who's your favorite character in Strike Witches? I think I can guess who it is.
Go on, guess.
The desert one, the German desert one.
No,
Oh, that's surprising.
I actually don't remember their names. It's been so long since
their
I've
real
watched
life
them.
counterpart is my favorite German pilot. In fact, it's my favorite pilot in general.
Right.
Is the
But
one
in terms of waifus, no.
Shirley?
fucking
Nope.
JavaScript, man, bro? I don't know.
No.
Surely that's the one that has like the red attire, isn't it?
And the big
Yeah,
tits.
that's the big titty American. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I was going.
Is
I just
it
remember
my
her having the red
favorite?
jacket. I think that was the one thing that's made her stand out.
Was it my
Aside from
favorite?
Who's your favorite?
Erica.
JavaScript, man.
No, but you're on the right track.
Right,
You've
so it's
got-
Mina.
It's Mina. Thank you very much. Yo, finally, Team Mina, squadron leader. She's great.
So long since.
But she's
Oh,
so
yo,
boring.
is that the? That's the one that. Like, is that the one with the small twin tails?
No, that's Lucchini.
That's the Ito.
Oh, the red. Okay, the redhead. Okay.
But why
Nah.
Mina? She sucks.
No, because Mina is like best girl by far. Though she's the squadron leader. She's in
Does
charge.
she get more kills than Erica?
No, she
Right,
gets.
well, there we go. Roll credits.
If you're talking about raw kills in the strike, which is
Don't
it's
you
technically
dare bring up
Bark-
Whitefinger. Oh.
fucking
you-
Barkhorn.
I thought you were going to say, well, Mina fucking killed Inori with her thighs.
That does count.
I
That
like
does
how
count.
the only thing that, like, the last thing I heard about anything to do with Strike Witches was, I think it was something in Road to Berlin about like some kind of like illness or infection kind of thing. I haven't actually I'm not up to date in Strike Witches, but I remember a friend of mine was going nuts over something in Road in Berlin regarding like some kind of zombie like thing.
I think I want to.
That's the fan service episode.
Oh, wait, is it a zombie thing? I mean, okay, I guess that's
no.
unusual.
What it is they find they're in like Belgium, and they dig up an old like Celtic and like Celtic Saxon sort of fertility statue.
Oh no.
No.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I don't like where this is going.
If you've seen it, you know exactly where it's going. They turn into zombies, but horny. They get possessed by the horny.
I've got to watch it.
Oh yeah.
No.
Oh yeah.
What
They
is
get
this?
possessed by the horny, man. They get possessed by the horny.
Oh god. Who was the last one standing, I wonder? Or I don't know how many were standing at the end, I imagine. Oh,
I can't remember who ended up coming out on top. I think it was Lynn. I think it was Lynn who saves the day. But
No
I do know
spoilers,
that
No
Shirley and
spoilers, please.
Lucchini.
No spoilers, please.
Oh,
At one
I don't
point,
even watch Strike
Karine
Witches.
was my favourite. And then I realised, I thought, oh, she's British. And then I had to, like, after I found out what country she belonged, I had to, like, whip myself and invest my sins to the
Klosterman?
Lord.
Come on.
I didn't know
That's the
she was
one-
a frog.
That's my one criticism about freaking Strike Witches is they don't have enough British witches.
That's because we're shit to Japanese. Japanese just fucking hate us.
Not true at all. British culture is a very big influence on Japan, and it has been for the
Why
past
is it Japanese women don't want to fuck me?
Oh,
That's a you problem. Steve.
I was not
That's a
prepared for
you
this
problem,
question.
Steve. That is a you problem, Steve. That is a you problem. It's entirely a you problem.
At least you got your
Perhaps it's the
fiance back.
I mean, perhaps it's your colonialist attitude. I think that's probably it.
Yeah.
Is your colonialist attitude.
I guess the question at this point for me now is there any other genres you wanted me to answer for like favorite anime, or was that all?
Favorite hentai.
For fuck's
That's
sake.
Oh, don't shut the fuck up, Dojin. You put your hentai on your mouth. Okay, I don't want to hear your complaints on that. I don't want to hear that. I want to hear you going, "Oh, for fuck's sake! Oh no! Shut up, Dojin. You don't get to complain. I can check what hentai you've watched. All 400 of them,
And they're all good. You know it.
Huh.
Know your place, trash."
No. I'm
Should
not
I just pull the meme answer that I think the anime man did, which is anything by collaboration works?
You mean Queen Bee?
Anything by Bunny Walker.
What is Queen Bee? Oh, is that one of the companies? I'm guessing.
Yeah,
I have not paid attention that much.
man, like there's some crazy shit coming out on the old anime TV recently. There's been some wild shit going on. I don't know what's happening in the hentai scene.
You
right
already
now.
described what was that harem one apparently that I'm gonna be like, oh, okay.
Watch
it's
the
passion,
uncensored
so I'm not
version,
gonna be
you'll see.
surprised at how far they go.
As I said, if you're watching the censored version, switch to the uncensored and you'll see exactly just how far they go.
I'm not gonna be surprised.
Anything to say?
That's gay. Stop.
Guess what?
Nothing wrong with that, Dojin. I'm about it. Well,
No.
Just-
NTR or Yamate Kudasai?
Oh my god.
Yeah.
We don't really have. I mean, OC was the host, but he has asked like 2 questions in total.
You? More than with the Azurlane episode, all I said was the intro and then nothing for the rest of the episode.
That was so bad.
I mean, we've gone all over the place though. We've covered anime and a little bit of the lore, not a whole lot, but yeah, there's a whole lot of things we've gone all over the place.
I guess I do have one more question. It's a shit one, but what's a ship like in any generations? You can add it from nowadays, but what's a ship you'd like to see added into Azurlane?
Oh boy. I am probably the worst person to ask that question. I can only really pull off of Conclave at this point. I don't know enough about naval history to know a lot of ships.
Well, the problem is that all of Kankale is in Azurlane except for like Perth.
Not Iowa.
Oh, we need Iowa, but we've got New Jersey.
Yeah, they've added a whole bunch of Royal Navy too now.
Is Manchester in it?
Followed up. They've got a whole bunch of Royal Navy. They've added more. I almost said Eagle Union. That's not their. That's not the actual faction. They have USS as well. I think they've got Saratoga
and Johnson.
I think they have a Helena too. Which the Helena was really weird.
Actually, that is one ship I'd like to see in Azurlane. Where is
Johnston.
What's that robot?
I guess Oi and Kitakami would probably be the ones I would like to see.
Kitakami is very, very awesome. Also, so is Yamato, but again, if you release Yamato next year, the game is gonna die out.
Too soon. Release Lion or
you guys are. I mean, I guess it depends on where the lore is for everything too, because like.
I mean,
John.
Oh no!
But
Not again! Not like this. Yeah,
so,
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard people said that once Yamato is released, the game's popularity is going to like tank.
I think that will also happen.
I worry.
I think the only way they could like extend it for Yamato to be added later is probably again more paper ships or more fictional ships like the Sirens.
Or
those are
Well, I mean,
Or they do World War One ships because they put SMS ships, so they probably will put
They
in
did,
HMS
yep.
Dreadnought as a UR because she is the first battleship in the world.
Dreadnought with the shittiest
I'm
anti-air
actually
set ever.
curious if they would ever consider sirens for that.
I think they should.
People have
'cause
requested it, but
it's very high
'Cause-
request.
Lore-wise, it's hard to know, especially now with compiler gone.
Yeah, it is.
Because
Lore-
compiler
Lore-
is,
Lore-
is out.
Lore-
She's out of commission.
she's dead.
Yeah, compiler
How-
is
how
a
did
dead.
she die?
Well, quote dead unquote. So Rainbow at Rondo at Rainbow's End. I always do that where I put the two art words and flip them. Then that event right at the very end, they actually assault compiler's core data tower and actually take it down, which results in compiler pretty much. I wouldn't say it's not her actually dying out, but she's got no way to kind of keep herself alive. It's pretty much the core data tower was the reason they were able to like lose their like actual bodies in the timeline and just suddenly reappear with another one. With the tower gone, they've got no way to preserve themselves if that does happen. So it's pretty much she was down to that permanent life.
But they could use Project Ricci to just erase everything. Because that's Laura.
I think that was kind of what she was trying to do, but the tower got destroyed before that could happen.
Oh shit! It's canon. Project Ricci is canon.
I don't think it was exactly that. They were just like trying to like reset everything, which might have been similar, but it didn't actually get to happen because Scharnhorst meta landed pretty much the death blow against the tower. And that is where it all went pretty much downhill for her. Right now, we don't know what's going to happen of her. I mean, Helena Meta looks like she has it, but that's about it. But yeah, compiler being out of action, I'm not entirely sure about sirens being playable.
What are meta ships? Because I do not have a clue.
Metamorphosis.
So the meta is short for metamorphosis or the metamorphosis phenomenon.
So do they like decide I want to be beautiful one day and then like they stop wearing glasses and
I wish it was as simple as that. No.
And then they get completely the metamorphosis.
Probably swallow a black cube and boom.
This is where it gets a little complex. So there is this concept that they're trying to constantly find cognitive awakening, which is like this greater sense of themselves where they actually get stronger as ship girls. But they're trying to figure out what it is that triggers that. But unfortunately, right now, there is a negative form of it that's called, or at least seemingly negative form of it, that's kind of like this metamorphosis into basically a more, well, traumatized and just like all of their
edgy
primal instincts come out. So they're
right.
I don't know if you were reading through like the Kronstadt's event, but she kind of loses all sense of reason and just is perfectly fine turning her gun against her allies. So in a way it's kind of almost like a feral, but then again that's kind of the concept of what metamorphosis is. It's going from a wisdom cube into an origin cube.
Right.
Kind of sense that a ship Kronstadt rebels against her comrades because, that kind of a lot.
Yeah. But it's kind of what the metamorphosis phenomenon is, kind of this in between where it's going from wisdom to primal. And it's a very dangerous thing because it could turn them into this just like emotionless and killing machine that just is indiscriminate as to who it attacks. But like the meta ships are going to be in various positions of that transformation.
Right. And if I use meta ships, they're better than all the other ships, yeah?
No.
I don't know how to play the game.
I wish.
No.
I wish.
All right, okay.
No. I mean, hell, the meta and Repulse meta aren't too bad. I don't know about. I haven't actually tried Renown much to know.
Yeah, Helena and Repulse are okay. Are good. But
I think the rest of them are just kind of.
Arc Royal is maybe 50-50. I don't know. I think her retrofit is still better.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the better choice. But hey,
She kind of got everything when
yeah,
retrofit, oat skin, a meta farm. She got hit with everything at once.
which is kind of sad because Arkwell never got refitted in real life, did she? Oh, see, you know this, right? Did she get refitted in real life or modernized?
She didn't get a chance. She was sunk.
She got swordfish. Swordfish. I don't know.
God, she lived swordfish.
She got sunk.
What was
The
there?
new
Was there like a paper, like you know how Hood her
They
Like a
probably
refit was
would have
banned?
been. There probably would have been a refit. Ark Royal was our version of Enterprise, but less successful.
Jesus Christ!
I mean, she did have some involvement with. Was it? Oh my goodness, Bismarck, right?
But I
Yeah.
can get a submarine and actually visit Ark Royal, whereas I cannot visit Enterprise. So I see that as a win against Enterprise.
Fair.
And she's not a Wargrave because only one person died, and he died because when the destroyer was coming up alongside, he fell into it and fell to his death.
Oh, that is
What a way to go.
unfortunate. That's a way to go. Yeah. Oh, that's unfortunate. Gosh.
The ship's
Yeah.
cat survived, though.
Yeah, Oscar.
Oscar survived. That's what matters.
He sunk it. He got on the radio and was like, "Fuck you, this is for getting Bismarck," and he transmitted a message to U-boat command, and U-boat command came. That's how Ark Royal got sunk.
That's one of the funniest sentences I've ever heard. Ark Royal had something to do with Bismarck, right? Yeah, she's the reason Bismarck sank.
Got sculled. Had to be forced to be sculled.
I'll tell Drakinifel you said that when I talk to him next week.
Yeah, you better tell him. I don't care how many subs he is. I don't care if he's a god of naval history. Fucking, I'm the fucking god of Bismarck. All right, I will fight. Oh, I will defend that ship better than those anti-aircraft guns did, and that is a fact.
I am not looking forward to that episode when he comes as a guest. Oh my god.
There's no way.
OC is just gonna stand on the ship and just jump up and just smack the fighter planes away.
Oh my god. But I don't actually have any more questions.
Oh yeah, there was one. You know that Enterprise, that emo one? Is she a meta ship?
Is
The emo. Oh,
Or
you're
is she an
okay.
Alter? Isn't she called Alter Enterprise?
Yeah, you're talking Ash or
Yeah,
Code
Ash.
G. She's got like
NT.
5 different names.
What the fuck?
The Ash,
Yeah, she's got-
Ashy NT. That's the
Yeah,
one he
it's-
meant.
The
Yeah,
one that was in the anime. That was Project Orichi or something.
Orochi
I don't mean the
was
one in the
something
anime. I mean the one in the
different.
game. I mean the one in the game because she appears in the game.
Yeah. You're talking
The one that
here,
turns
let
up
me-
all the time randomly, like hello, and then they're like, "Who the fuck are you?" And then she goes bye and leaves.
I'm just gonna make sure I'm getting this right. Where got a pick, I think, that I can use here. I just gotta. You're talking the one on the right here on this pick that I just sent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, she is a. Well, it's implied that she is, and I very much believe that her and Takao are both metas at this point. There's a good number of meta ships at the, that we know of. Though I think right now they're going by alternative names. Because I think they're in a group called the Ashes. So, like, the most important thing for that is, like, within the entire group of meta ships, there's a small group of them that are rallied together as the Ashes. But not every Ashes, like, not all the meta ships are Ashes, but, you know, all of the Ashes are meta ships.
Not confusing at all.
Wait, shit, I had a question. Oh my god, now I forgot. Oh,
It's all right.
I'm trying to remember.
I get lonely, so I'm just trying to stretch out this episode as long as I can. I don't want to be left alone in this world.
Oh god, I forgot the question. I've heard some. Oh yeah, is there any upcoming gacha games you're looking to play? Or
I've
you're
not been
waiting
able to
play?
keep up on a lot of them, sadly.
Oh, okay.
Dojin's
Like
trying to change.
I struggle trying to keep up with like Blue Archive is one game I'm trying to been keeping up on. I gave up on Genshin because I just couldn't find the time to play it.
But you could have become the new tech. No Blade.
No, he's in that game community. I can't replace what's already there.
What, Technoblade or?
Tectone.
No.
Oh, did you say Tectone or Technoblade? Wait, what?
No, Tectone.
Oh.
I just don't want Tectone to be like you, talk smack about me, and just come on.
Nah, I don't know anything about like his situation for the most part. Or at least I'm not comfortable enough to talk about it.
Because
There
I
are
might
other people
call
that you
Tectone
could
with
get,
another
but I
one.
don't know if that would be something they would want to go on the show.
I will say this about Tectone. He's a god tier entertainer. He gets in a lot of trouble for unnecessary reasons. For like someone maybe donates to him, watch this video, and then he's like, well, look at this PGR punishing Grey Raven CC. You act like a god, but it's a gacha game. LOL. And
I remember,
and then
I-
that's how it gets in trouble.
I love watching
Oh.
YouTube drama.
Yeah, I remember
Quite
watching
about it.
him. I think the one video I've watched of Tectone was like there was a video he actually did where he was playing Azurlane and his reactions
I
were pretty
remember
funny.
that. I remember that.
But that's really about all my over like I was trying to like reach out because like when Arknights first came around, I was literally a day one. I was kind of like a day one. It is a very similar thing to Azurlane. I was covering it on day one. So, I was being like, hey, I'm one of the creators that's in the community, just saying hi and everything, trying to like reach out and try to, get to know some of the other creators, kind of like what I was trying to do, or what I would like to do more in Azurlane's side, but
Well, that's
I
why we
don't really have
partially
any.
did this. That's why we partially did this podcast to sort of
bring the gang back together.
to sort of
What
like
one comment said.
Really? I didn't. Never seen that comment.
There's a comment.
Yes, boys!
What?
I just pulled this.
Did he just get? He got the.
No,
Floof.
he's
I
got
was about to say. I was
Misaki.
like, did he get the floof? Is this the?
I
This
got
is the only
floof.
thing that would make sense randomly.
I got the floof, boys, live on stream. Yes.
But
Now
actually,
we can
but actually, one of the reasons why I actually like, kind of don't want to leave the Azur scene is because there's so many like content creators I like to like do a podcast with them, or videos.
Because we got JB Sprinkles who wants to be on this show as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, because after we did that, because we thought, right, we need to get the biggest Azurlane YouTuber we can, who literally everyone knows, and thinking, there we go, moment he comes on, JB Sprinkle's like, I want him, boys, put me in, coach.
Okay, he didn't type like that. Okay,
it didn't exactly go like that, but we knew the moment he commented, we were like, we got him. So, there's definitely a lot of room to grow with this podcast, but we are hoping to hopefully
this
grow.
video is sponsored by Manscaped. Lol.
Well, no, they haven't responded to me for 5 days.
Shadow Legend.
Yeah, we are actually getting sponsored by Manscaped. Hopefully
Yeah.
they reply.
And also we got invited to go on a boat.
USS Hornet CV12.
Oh yeah, the Hornet invite.
Did you
Yeah,
get
I
one as
saw.
well?
I got that, but I can't go to that because it's literally like my birthday.
Oh.
They
And
told
I'm
us
like,
we were the
yeah,
only
that's not
ones.
going to be something my family wants me to do. It's like they want to celebrate the birthday. They want me here.
What?
I mean, I can go on my own, but it's like I don't want to do that to them. You know.
Well, with us, it's all a bit of a mess because two of us haven't got passports.
No, I not only do I have a passport, so I also have a person who's not allowing me to go that far.
Look,
Oh.
you
Yeah,
just
it is pretty
what you
far.
need to do, get on your knees. You just get that ring on and you fucking ask her to marry you.
No,
And that will make you, and you
No.
say, if you marry
No.
me,
no,
let me go to California.
no.
Or you
No.
take her with you. I will pay for her to come with you.
No,
I will literally do it. It can be a romantic Titanic moment.
it's not gonna be romantic. It's gonna be the most annoying 3 days ever.
All
I don't know
right.
about the romantic Titanic part because that ended as a tragedy.
Yes, but to me, it was romantic because I
I'm
became
gonna die.
sexually attracted to a boat. Okay. So to me, it was a romantic story. 4-year-old me seeing that sexy thing.
But I guess on that note,
Not bombshell. This has been the Azurlane podcast. Hammond sits on the toilet.
do I do the outro or what?
All I'm now, thanks to OC, all I'm doing is sitting here of what porn title to give to the Titanic. You know what I mean? Like,
What?
The old dry lady.
Oh,
The older they get, the drier they are.
God. On that note, it's been our boy Dude to the 7th. I don't know my name anymore. My host, OC, and co-host Animarchy, and of course, special thanks to Hawk20 for being available to do this episode with us.
yeah,
Again,
thanks for having me.
Yes. His
It's been a
links.
pleasure to have you.
His links are in the description. If you don't know who he is, that's great.
Then get out.
What?
You should all know Hawk by now. If you don't, you are not Azurlane. Get out of here.
Not
but
everyone knows who I am. I'm not that popular.
But yeah, this has been episode 7, right?
I think this was supposed to be episode 8, but we messed up the schedule so badly that it'll just
episode 7. Once again, hope you had a nice weekend, and we'll see you on episode 8 for either a hentai episode or me getting roasted because I put hentais in my anime list.
I thought it was a work episode.